Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to be with you again. Hope you've had a good week. I really appreciate all of you who tried to either identify a clue that was on the message board with regard to solving that mystery or tried to solve it. Especially helpful was those of you who read others' clues and then used them to try to find more information about it. As some of you rightly identified, it was a ritual related to the building of St. Thomas More Church. Actually, the ritual itself was the groundbreaking ritual on October 1st, 2002. I learned something from you, and that's the importance of looking carefully at the picture and even analyzing behavior. So some of you thought it was a funeral because you said people looked sad. And I looked at the picture again. Yeah, I guess they do look sad. Probably they were just being solemn, though. And reading your postings made me go back and remember the whole ritual and made it present again to me. I re-experienced the whole thing. I even heard the music echoing in the background as I read your postings. So thank you for that. I also looked at your adjectives. Very fewer people submitted adjectives that didn't belong on that list. And the one that doesn't belong on the list, and I responded to everybody, the one that does not belong on that list is personal. We are speaking in this course about rituals in a very specific way. So at the conclusion of Unit 2, all of those readings and the lesson that I posted in the files on St. John Central should now have focused your attention that when we talk about ritual in this course, we're talking about a communal celebration that a community uses to celebrate for itself and to hand on to the next generation what's important to them. So they're not personal. And it's important to nuance between what might be personal routines that we might call rituals. But in this course, a ritual is a communal celebration. It's an organized pattern of words, symbols, and actions that a community uses to celebrate for itself and to hand on to the next generation those concepts that are important to it. Your Gertz postings were excellent, especially again when you go back and comment on each other. The depth that I was looking for in the ritual papers, I actually found on the message board when I didn't often find it in the ritual papers. When you're doing your reflection papers, go back and check at the rubric. Remember that I'm looking for depth. Breadth isn't as important as depth. I've also picked up from you the need to clarify the three big components that are part of this course that you need to be working on. Fieldwork, the research project, and the portfolio. You still seem to be confused about them. So the fieldwork is a church that you've identified. It doesn't have to be a Catholic church. Where you're going to do your investigative reports. So periodically I will ask you to go there and post something on the message board in response to a particular unit we're covering, or initially just telling us something about the place. So those, I'm trying to get everybody's listed, and we'll post those in the files so that you can check out with each other and compare ideas. So it's not, and some of you are going to combine that with service learning. I know at least one person is engaged in service at that site as well, and that's fine. But service does not replace the research project. It can be a component of it. The research project is some idea, some component of this course that interests you in particular, and you want to do more reading, more thinking, and more writing on the subject. I gave some of you ideas in the ritual papers, because the ritual that you focused on might actually be something that you want to expand and develop and do some cross-cultural studies related to rituals, marriage rituals, or funeral rituals. I think those were the two in the case in point. But I gave you a list of ideas. How long do they have to be was a question that kept emerging. It depends on the project. If it's a paper, maybe something that's 7 to 10 pages. But if it's something that's an investigative report, you want to do something on stained glass, you want to do something on church architecture, you want to do something other related to rituals, it could be a different kind of a presentation. It depends on what the subject is. And the portfolio you can be already assembling. It is your record of learning. So you look at the learning outcomes and you demonstrate for me how you have achieved each of these objectives. It's all in your court. That's how you demonstrate what you've learned. And I ask for artifacts, so they can be anything. It can be a picture, it can be an essay, it can be an idea, it can be a drawing. And then you write about that and how that summarizes the work you've been doing. The focus of this unit is the liturgical year and how the Christian community celebrates through the entire year its understanding of faith and the story of salvation. So I've posted that unit in the files on St. John's Central, and then I've posted the accompanying items on the message board that are related to that. So of course there's the questions about Unit 4, and again, syllabus questions you can post there as well, and then the other items that are related to the course. If you have any questions, any problems, email me, phone me, text me, contact me somehow, and I'll be happy to help. Have a good week.